The world had changed dramatically since Captain America had last fought alongside his fellow Avengers. The battles against Thanos and the ensuing chaos had left deep scars on the fabric of society. As he stood at the edge of a new horizon, Steve Rogers felt a mixture of nostalgia and uncertainty. The past was a heavy cloak draped over his shoulders, yet the future beckoned with the promise of hope and renewal. In this new world, technology had advanced at an astonishing pace. Cities buzzed with the hum of drones and the glow of screens, while people connected in ways that would have seemed impossible just a few decades prior. Yet, beneath the surface of this modernity lay a sense of discontent. The struggles of humanity persisted, and the ideals he had fought for were often overshadowed by division and despair. Steve had always believed in the power of unity, but the fractures in society were more pronounced than ever. He walked through the streets of New York, now a vibrant tapestry of cultures and ideas. Each corner he turned revealed a new story, a new struggle. He saw a group of activists rallying for climate justice, their voices rising in passionate unison. Nearby, a community center buzzed with children learning about technology, their eyes wide with wonder and possibility. But he also witnessed the shadows of inequality, homelessness, poverty, and the remnants of a pandemic that had tested the resilience of the human spirit. It was a world that needed saving, yet he felt a sense of helplessness creeping in. As he continued his stroll, Steve found himself in a park where families gathered, laughter mingling with the rustling leaves. He sat on a bench, taking a moment to reflect. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting golden rays that danced across the ground. It was a beautiful scene, yet it felt bittersweet. He remembered the sacrifices made by his friends, the lives lost in the pursuit of justice. Would their efforts be in vain? Would this new world continue to spiral into chaos? Or could he find a way to make a difference? His thoughts were interrupted by a voice that brought him back to the present. A young woman approached him, her eyes bright with recognition. "Captain America? She asked, awe evident in her tone. He smiled, the warmth of her enthusiasm reminding him of why he had fought so hard. "Yes, that's me," he replied, standing to greet her. "I can't believe it's really you. I grew up watching your battles, and you've inspired so many of us," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I'm trying to organize a community project to help the homeless in our neighborhood. We need someone to help us rally support and resources. Would you consider joining us?" "Yes." The request struck a chord deep within him. This was what he had always wanted, to inspire the next generation, to be a beacon of hope. "Of course," he said, his heart swelling with purpose. "Tell me more about your project." As she spoke, Steve felt a renewed sense of vigor. The young woman's passion was infectious, and he realized that while he may have fought battles on a grand scale, the fight for justice and equality could also be found in the small, everyday acts of kindness and bravery. He envisioned himself not just as a soldier, but as a mentor, guiding others to take up the mantle of heroism in their own lives. Days turned into weeks as he immersed himself in the project. They organized food drives, clothing donations, and workshops aimed at empowering those in need. The community began to rally together, and for the first time in a long while, Steve felt the spark of hope igniting within him. Each face he encountered, each story he heard, reminded him of the resilience of the human spirit. They were all fighting their own battles, and together they were stronger. One afternoon, as they were setting up for an event, he overheard a group of kids talking excitedly about superheroes. "Do you think Captain America would really help us?" "Oh," one boy asked, his eyes wide with admiration. "He's probably too busy saving the world," another replied. But Steve couldn't help but smile at their innocence. He approached them, kneeling to their level. "I'm right here, aren't I?" He said, his voice warm and inviting. The kids gasped, their faces lighting up with joy. "You really are him," one exclaimed, and Steve felt a swell of pride. You know, being a hero isn't just about wearing a costume or fighting bad guys. It's about helping others and standing up for what's right, no matter how small the act may seem. They listened intently, their imaginations ignited by his words. In that moment, he realized that the new world didn't just need Captain America. It needed all of them. It needed every person willing to step up and make a difference, to be a hero in their own right. As the project flourished, Steve found himself reflecting on his own journey. He had faced insurmountable odds, lost friends, and endured heartache, but he had also experienced profound love, camaraderie, and the joy of making a difference. The world was still fraught with challenges, but he understood that change was possible, one small act at a time. In the days that followed, he continued to work alongside the community, sharing stories, laughter, and hope. The new world was daunting, but together, they were crafting a narrative of resilience and unity. Captain America may have been a symbol of strength, but it was the people he fought for who truly embodied the spirit of heroism. As he looked out over the city, the sun setting behind the skyline, Steve felt a sense of peace wash over him. The battles would continue, but he was no longer alone. In this new world, he had found purpose, not just as Captain America, but as Steve Rogers, a man committed to making a difference, one heart at a time.